Hello and welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show that's dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So here we are at the Great Prog War again. This is battle number 12 on day 13. So the two combatants today, I do not own albums for either of them, and I've actually not heard either of these albums prior to listening to them today. One is the Alan Parsons project, Tales of Mystery and Imagination from 1976. The other one is Mike Oldfield Ommadawn from 1977, I believe. I didn't write that down, but I remember reading that. Okay, so these are two kind of solo artists doing their own kind of projects here. Both have some obvious progressive elements to their music. The Alan Parsons Project album, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, will be the one I'm going to do first. So the first half of the album is kind of a mixture of pop music, but also some funk in there and some very different sounds. I would say it's more of a mainstream kind of commercial sounding part to it. The back half of the album, which has the one track and then one other track at the end. So it has one long instrumental track and then the last song, which is 2-1 in Paradise. I like this back half. Even though it's an instrumental, excuse me, and I tend not to be an instrumental type of guy. I do like some instrumental, and I'm actually growing in my liking for instrumental because I've been listening to so much of it over the last month or two with all the different stuff I've been listening to. Some of the albums I've recently bought were a lot of instrumentation on it as well. So I'm starting to grow with it a bit, but it's still not my preference. I'd still rather have vocals in the music. But The Fall of the House of the Usher, I think that's how you say it, The Fall of the House of Usher. That's what I was trying to say. Anyways, most of the parts on this, there's like 5 parts. What do I got here? Prelude, Arrive, Intermezzo, Pavance, and Fall. All pretty good tracks. There's not much difference between them. The two I like the part where the Pavance and Arrival, those parts were a little heavier, and the instrumentation was a little more in detail and stuff like that. I like that song. It was pretty good. The other one, the last song, 2-1 in Paradise, another pretty solid track for this album, I think. So yeah, I enjoyed it my first time through it. You know, I think these kind of albums, especially when they're mostly instrumental, require a lot more time listening to them to kind of appreciate what it is that's going on. But it was pretty good for a first time through. Mike Oldfield's Ommadawn. It's a very interesting soundscape here. Lots of different noises. He obviously has immense talent when it comes to playing different instruments and stuff. His use of like combining different instruments together to make a kind of overall impression on a song is quite good there. Sorry. I like it quite a bit. The album is very atmospheric. And when I say atmospheric, I think the atmosphere it creates is a headphones atmosphere. This is an album, I think, that can be appreciated a lot more if you have it on headphones, because it gets right inside you, which is, I think, what the purpose of it is to get inside you. It's a very kind of a spiritual album, I think. Kind of doesn't really remind me of anything offhand. In some ways, it kind of reminds me of some of Pink Floyd stuff, although it doesn't sound anything like Pink Floyd. I would never confuse this for Pink Floyd at all. Just in, I guess, in the structure of it and the way it's laid out and the way he plays it, it has a lot of that kind of same feelings. I think it gets. You know, I think it's an album that's based to. I think it would be a great spiritual meditation album, and I do have a couple of them that I use for that. I think this one could be one of those. It could come along. I like using Tangerine Dream for that kind of stuff. But you know, he definitely has that kind of element to his music. Yeah, just excellent. So I've said as much as I'm going to say about either album, it's difficult to really appreciate something in its full value having only listened to it in its entirety once. And my back has been bothering me the last couple of days, so it's even more hard to concentrate than it was before. So I ask your forgiveness if I'm not giving justice to these two albums. I know both of these guys are quite popular. They have their fans who really like their stuff. I can see why they like them. So I had to choose between one or the other. So really, I think given time, Mike Oldfield would probably win this. If this is an album that can only grow on you, it can't get worse, or it can't go down. It'll achieve more status the longer you listen to it. But I think Alan Parsons Project is a lot more accessible initially, and therefore it'd be difficult to go against it. And so today I'm going to give Tales of the Mystery and Imagination the go-to, and it's going to be moving on to the next round. And Mike Oldham will just have to try again next time, But very interesting. Not had any kind of movement in his direction before ever. So this is a first for me. So I guess we'll see what happens when it goes forward. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. Make your comments. I may not agree with them, and I may even make some silly comment back. But, we all hear and see things differently. We all believe what we like is what we like, and we all want people to like that as well. And it's natural for people to be upset if somebody doesn't like what they think is something great, but it's not always the case. I've learned a couple things in rock and roll and music in general, is that there's been 10,000 masterpieces and 8 million geniuses in rock and roll since its inception. I say that in a kind of tongue-in-cheek way. To me, there's only been one master genius in music in history, and that was Mozart, a 5-year-old boy who composed great symphonic on all the instrumentation. That is a genius. What people overuse these two words as they do, underrated. But we all love what we love, and we think that other people should see it for the light that we see it. And I understand that, because I have my people like that too that I like a lot. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated, and we'll be back yet again with another video tomorrow. So take care. Bye.